BBC Hooniverse.
You're watching the TGM production.
Tom Mason.
Hello. Now, this title of this film is not anything to do with what I'm talking about, because I wanted to call this Earth Defenders because I think that's the perfect title. When I've googled to double check to see if there's other organisations other than the one I wanted to mention, or if there's others that class as Earth Defenders in the Doctor Who universe, other than the ones I wanted to mention, because I have sort of a fixed idea of what I think would class as an Earth Defender, rather than just a lot of people that happen to save the universe, right? So, I found out that the mini websode that they used, where Joe Jones, which is Joe Grant, played by Katie Manning, walks into the cave and meets a mini baby sea devil, right? And that could just turn into a spin-off of its own, right? That's its own thing that would be gorgeous. So keep that in mind. And that's called Earth Defender. And I didn't know it was called that, because obviously when you look at a minisode, you're watching it because it's the trailer for a collection box set. Anyway, so Earth Defenders to me are teams of organizations, first and foremost, that defend the Earth from aliens whilst the Doctor's not about, because the Doctor, well, it's like the Avengers. The Avengers can't always save the day. That's why S.H.I.E.L.D. existed, right? So, it's what we've got in Doctor Who, so the Doctor can't always be there. So you've got these ones up. Let's start off with number 1. We have Torchwood, or as Google calls it, the Torchwood Institute. I don't know if they called it the Torchwood Institute for the London branch. The Big Finish's Torchwood universe is absolutely brilliant. Tom Price, playing a copper, is hilarious. Tom Price is a comedian and a host on Magic Radio, I think. And he does My Mate Bought Me a Toaster podcast. Anyway, so number 1 is Torchwood Institute. Number 2 is Countermeasurement. Number 3 is Unit. Number 4. No, I think they're the only 3 I can think of that. So you've got Torchwood that's got several different branches, right? London branch, Cardiff branch. There will be other branches, but I can only think of those. You've got Countermeasurement that was pre-Unit. You've got Unit itself. The Paternoster Gang work in this analogy because they defend Earth from a Victorian standpoint. Then if we're saying the Paternoster Gang, we've got to say the Serien Adventures Gang, which must have a name. The Bannerman Road Gang? Because that's got Luke, Clyde, Rani, Maria, Sarah Jane, obviously, and K9, and Mr. Smith, and they defend Earth several times. If there's so many aliens, they should always assume there's something going on somewhere. So, Earth Defenders, in my opinion, is not only is it a company of organisation, so Torchwood. Now, I would love, if there's probably one of them out there, I would love a origin story for Torchwood. What I mean by that is that I want to know who invented Torchwood, how Torchwood became, and all that, right? So, Torchwood is beyond the government. They're secret and all this. So how did they come about? That's Earth Defender confusion number 1. Unit is well known to the government, but it's beyond the government because they're more intelligent and they're more military. Yeah? Not anymore. You still have men with big guns, but they're not as military as they were when the Brigadier was there. Because Kate Lethbridge Stewart sort of toned it down, and if you want to know more about her origins, I would recommend watching Downtime. Regardless of anything, that my retcon, the TV, the official, official Kate Lethbridge Stewart, and then Real Times, because I am still thinking the one person, and I think that's what Stephen Moffat wanted to think as well. But there's a new. But if you see my interview with Keith Barnfather, you know there is something coming in the future that might rectify that. Which yes, that sounds interesting. Yes, I'm looking forward to it. But I'm also a little bit apprehensive because I really, really, really love the idea that the same person. Because obviously you can have multiple different actors playing the same character. Look at EastEnders. Look at any soap opera where they recast the character. Hollyoaks. Look at any of them. So, I'm allowed that opinion. Thank you very much. But if you think of Earth Defenders, the key ones that everyone knows is Unit and Torchwood. Because Unit's been in Doctor Who for yonks on telly, and Torchwood had its very popular spin-off. In the world of Doctor Who fans like me, or several others that know Big Finish a lot as well, that's when they'll know Counter-Measurement, because I don't think Counter-Measurement has ever been mentioned on TV. I could be wrong with that, so don't hold me against them, but I could be wrong on that one. So Counter-Measurement seems to me like an audio only in the pre-60s. In my universe, my lovely, lovely universe, in the planet, I have a comedy character called Pete the Elder. Alright, it's me, Pete the Elder. Got a cold. And he is a former Counter-Measurement person who loves Pliny the Elder. Jerry Caution, whilst we're talking about Earth Defenders, works for Unit. So, ex-Counter-Measurement member, current Unit member. What I would really love, and this is going way off track here, but what I would really love if anyone's watching, whether or not you're Big Finish, whether or not you're television who, I would love to have, in audio-wise, I would love to have Pete the Elder in a Counter-Measurement Big Finish audio drama. That would be, he would be the comic relief, obviously, but that would be brilliant. And I would love to have Terry Caution as a Unit soldier, either as a cameo or on TV, but wearing Terry Caution's costume, because Terry Caution still wears a Unit beret that they don't wear anymore, but no one's caught him out on the fact that he's not wearing the correct standard uniform. I think that would be good comic relief, and it proves the point that I have a comedy character called Terry Caution, who's the Unit soldier. So I think that would be brilliant. So if Big Finish are watching this, Pete the Elder is there for Counter-Measurement, and if Television Who, if anyone that's looking to produce Television Who, we've got Terry Caution as a Unit member, please think about it. I also have my own Doctor Who fan series, but that's by the by. So please, please, please think about it. Now, if you got to this point, 9 minutes and 32, I'd like to also talk about, before we round off our Earth Defenders topic, I have a Patreon page. On that, my production company, TGM, are producing TV shows, which are most factual, well, TV shows and radio shows, right, that are factual in the sense of it's presenter-led, and some of them are acting drama-based, which is what the radio thing is. So, if you spend £1, £5 or £10 a month, you get the same benefit. You can see all episodes when available. And the link to the Patreon is in the description. So please, if you can, if you have the money, please support. But if you don't, you can join for free and watch all the coming soons, all the trailers for all the shows. The full episodes will be behind a paywall. Earth Defenders, to recap. Torchwood. Counter Measurement. Unit. The Sarah Jane's gang. The Bannerman Road gang is what I've called them. The Paternoster gang. And if there's any I've missed, do let me know, because there's probably a few I might have missed. But they are the teams, both organisations and freelance, that help or helped in Counter Measurement's case to save the day. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.